There is nothing new. Say it again. There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. So I was able to make combinations from my mentors, and from there I also experimented and I tried different things, and I came up with some really amazing processes. And the first thing I had to do was fix myself. Once I was able to do that, I said to myself, I think I have a business here. I think I have a business, because it took me a long time, decades, to go from here to here. And I was able to make that transformation in a few months. A few months of doing a different approach, boom, all of a sudden, magic. Everybody say strategy, is the secret.
Is the secret.
How many people want a result, and you take the hammer and just like a monkey you're beating it over the head, doing the same thing, but expecting what?
Different
A different result. What's that stand for?
Insanity.
Insanity. Okay? Yes, we're smart. We're smart. But did you know that we use about what? 5-10% of our brain?
Right.
One day I asked myself, what if we could use 12? Wouldn't that be a bonus?
Yes.
So strategy matters. I changed my strategy in 2012. I was able to overcome a lifelong fear that held me hostage for the first 35 years of my life. A lot of you guys, you're very motivated. You have good intentions. I could tell you're good people. I could look in you in the eyes and I know you have a good heart. You're heart-centered entrepreneurs, heart-centered executives. You have a mission. You care about people. You want to help people. Your only problem is, starts with the S. What's the secret? Strategy. You got the wrong strategy. That's like, again, saying, oh my God, I'm so motivated. And I'm running east with a lot of passion. But where does the sun settle? In the west. We got to go in the right way, guys. We got to go in the right way. And I want to tell you, public speaking is one of these skills. It's very complex. It's an emotional problem. And if you're not doing the right approaches, if you're not doing the right strategy, you're going to do what I did for the first 35 years. You're just going to flounder. You're going to try programs. Some of them will put you through these little drills. But there's a difference between drills and game time. Mike Tyson said it best. He said, everybody has a plan until what? Until they get clocked in the mouth. All of a sudden that plan goes out the window. Right? So is there a difference between drills and actual game time? Would you guys agree there's a big difference?
Yes.
So what I help people to do is to rise to that level where it's game time. There's a lot of social pressure. Cameras, lights, eyeballs. And then to perform in spite of that pressure. And the first thing I help people to do is to change how they talk to themselves. The self-talk. Because how many people understand there's always two stories? I call this mental freedom. Mental freedom to me is when your conscious mind and your subconscious mind is traveling in the same direction and there's no conflict. How many people understand that a lot of us, we have conflicts and we have stories under the iceberg, and these stories are governing our behavior?
Correct.
Right or wrong?
Right.
The first thing that we have to get really, really good at is what? How we talk to who? Ourselves. Okay? The next thing we got to get good at is social skills. Now, what is social? See, speaking is something that you break up into different categories. It's all under one umbrella, but we want to put them in different quadrants. Okay? We want to get good on speaking on video. This is a good start. We had a little layup drill. The next thing we want to get good at is social skills. Now, social skills is not presentation skills, and it's not public speaking. Who thinks what is social skills?
Is it the ability to read and understand how people like are perceiving you, partially?
Yeah, that's good because you're discerning. It's a start. It's part of it. But like somebody else, what is social skills?
Carrying a conversation.
Yes. Yes.
I would say like impromptu speaking, like you're not necessarily prepared for a social conversation versus a presentation.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's being able to perhaps walk into a network event, and how do you mix and mingle and schmooze your way throughout the room, right? The other day I was on a boat, and on that boat there was probably about 100 people, and some of these people had really high status. Did you know that I was able to rub elbows and give a pound? I don't shake hands because I had this weird injury, but I gave pound to almost everybody on that boat. Now this is something I couldn't do years ago. This is something I can now do. That's part of it. You know, the 30-second elevator pitch is definitely, it can be used more at if you go to, let's say, a chamber of commerce and everybody stands up for 30 seconds. What do you do? Who are you? Social skills is more about the ability to be attractive and to be attractive in conversations. And a lot of times it's meeting new people, right? Going up to strangers. So when you go up to strangers, and I'm not talking about, you know, strangers that are, you know, maybe at a network event or some place where, you know, you want something good to happen out of it, right? Not stranger danger type of thing, like our mom and dad used to tell us. Like, not that kind of stranger. The good strangers, you know, because most people are good in this world. Most people are not trying to kidnap you, right? And some people would love to get kidnapped by some people. Like, please kidnap me. Take me home. But so, what's the first thing you would do? Let's say you go into a network event with some really high status people. They got high value. Maybe some of them are well off. They got multiple businesses. They're esteemed in the society. How do you start a conversation? What's like step one?
Introduce yourself.
Okay. Introduce yourself. That's one way. Definitely. What other way? Anybody else?
Typically, like, greet and a compliment, or I make like a comment about something we're both experiencing. Like, talk about the event, the venue, food if we're eating, you know, something like that.
Yes, that's good. That's also good. Something like an observational opener. Yeah, very good. Anybody else?
And then I guess introduce yourself, maybe talk about the weather because everybody usually interested in that.
Yeah, now what I will say is you want the conversation to have a spark to it. So how interesting is it if you talk about the weather?
Well,
You know, so
I think to talk about traffic in Atlanta, not everybody, but most people can, you know, tap into that.
they can tap into it, but it's like just because we're tapped in doesn't mean we're having an engaging conversation, right? But you definitely can.
But it's an opening.
It is an opening. It's something that's true. It is an opening. It is an opening, right? So an idea would be we want to go ahead and put it into ChatGPT or perhaps Google. What are 50 icebreakers, the 50 best icebreakers that I can use at a network event? It'll give you some great ideas. You know, if you walk to a bar and there's perhaps someone, a romantic potential over there, and you're like, you know, you could say, I wonder which beer would make me cooler.